Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. Had a little bit of time, just finished eating. So I figured I'd do a podcast. Like I said, I got up early this morning expecting to mow, but I'm having mower issues, so that's fun. So, it's April 16th, 2025. No co-host today. I know. I need to find Lammy and Mr. Bill. I know you all miss them, you know. So I got a couple things I want to talk about before we get into the subject and stuff. Good news. I got full-time at my current job, Clark's Pumping Shop. So I told you guys about it 2 episodes ago about how I was just kind of telling a buddy, like, look, man, I'm mowing lawns for extra money. I can't cover for your shift. And I have a feeling he said something. So I got a call about an hour later from my boss, and she's like, hey, do you want full-time? I'm like, yeah, you know. I said the only reason I stopped asking was because my big boss, I was bugging her, and I could tell she was getting frustrated with me. You know, asking about it and trying to pick up extra shifts, and I had coworkers giving me shifts. And she didn't like that. So, hang on just a second. I got a little fan here. It's warm here. 4 degrees warmer than yesterday. It's been hot, cold. Kentucky will not make its mind up. That's springtime for you. Because, I mean, I'm born and raised in Florida. This is kind of like a more northern. This is north to me. But yeah, so I got full time. So hopefully, what I'm trying to do is stack my chips and get back to where I was financially before my life went to shit when I had to take my little break. If you guys want to know that whole story, go check out part 1 and 2 of where I've been several episodes back. I got back into podcasting because life, knock on wood, is getting somewhat better. I just had to go through a funk, but that's good news. I got full time, so hopefully I can start stacking chips and get back to where I was financially. So I want to give you a little update, and I kind of wanted to do something fun for this channel, and it's conspiracy related. So I told you guys a couple episodes back that I'm trying to start a podcast with 2 of my friends. And the night that we were going to have a group call, one of them had a family emergency. So thank you guys for sending prayers and stuff their way because just because it's something good and nice to do. If you did, you know. So I need to get with them. I'm just going to chill, and honestly, I'm going to let one of them bring it up, like a group chat, because I don't want to be like, hey, glad your husband's out of the hospital, let's do a group chat now. I just want to give them time and space and stuff, and if it's meant to be, destiny, God, will find a way and put it together. If it's meant to be. If it's not meant to be, it won't happen, you know? I don't push things. I let things fall into place the way they're designed to. But I came up with a couple ideas. I was brainstorming about podcast ideas. So I thought, honestly, I wanted to talk to them about it, and I will talk to them about it whenever we have our group chat, but I don't mind talking about it on here. So there's a podcast that I'm a huge fan of. Well, first of all, let me kind of tell you a little backstory. So there's 2 podcasts that I fucking love, and the concept of them is, to me, awesome. I love the concepts of both of these podcasts. So there's a podcast that I love. It's called Occult Rejects. So shout out to them. Go check them out. Go subscribe to them, and tell them who sent you. Maybe they'll give me a shout out, you know. I think I would fit in great with them. considering I'm an occultist. So what it is it's 2 ex-members of Order of the Golden Dawn, and the other one is a ex-member of OTO, Ordo Templis Orientis, which both of them have their Crowley connections. So both of them are ex-Secret Society members, and they're both conspiracy theorists, and they pretty much tell their story of how they were a part of it and then they got out. And yeah, they're all about exposing secret societies and the bad guys, you know? So I thought it was definitely an awesome concept. So one of the hosts is, there's Lux, and then there's, New York Patriot. Now, don't get turned off. He used to be a QAnon guy. He's not anymore. He's kind of like me. You guys know my story that I fell for the QAnon psyop. And if you look at older episodes, there's a lot of QAnon bullshit. But I got smart. I wised up and learned that it was a psyop and it was bullshit, you know. This guy did too. His name's New York Patriot. He has a podcast with a Catholic woman, a Christian. Yeah, I know. Some people, they go, Catholic's not Christian. Yes, it is. It's you have 2 branches of Christianity. You have Catholicism and Protestant. And then you have like a 3rd branch, which is like basically neither Protestant nor Catholic. That's when you get into like cults and shit, like Jehovah's Witness and all that. Give me just a second. So they have a podcast, and I thought this was an awesome dynamic. And honestly, with this podcast that I'm starting with my friends, it kind of reminded me, and it wasn't intentional. I podcasted. I did 2 interviews with one of the people, which go check those interviews out. It's 2 different. For some reason, I was thinking 3, but it's 2 different interviews with her, Miss McGillicuddy. Go check those interviews out. They're both like 3 hours apiece. They are awesome, dude. We got nothing but praise with those interviews. And honestly, dude, that's the type of content that I've been wanting to do for years, man. But every person that I hit up to try to interview, they don't want to talk to me. I don't know if it's because of my sub count, because I'm shadow banned, or what. Like, and people are like, oh my God, you're like an awesome interviewer. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why God put me here, and that's what I'm trying to do with this channel, you know? But, they're both Christian, which is cool. And I'm an occultist, you know. I practice witchcraft. So I thought, but I mean, we're super tight, like all 3 of us, you know. And, I thought that would be a cool dynamic, is because you would get 2 different Christians, the Christian perspective on certain conspiracies and stuff, and you would also get a witch, you know, a occult perspective, and that's kind of what this podcast, which I was talking about, New York Patriot and this Christian girl that he did a podcast with. They're called Spiritual Gangsters, by the way. That's the name of their podcast. So, to me, I love that shit. I think we should, I'm not trying to sound sappy or woo-woo or hippy-dippy, but, like, I do believe, man, like, in the whole coexist bumper sticker, that all religions should coexist and learn to love one another and be friends, even if you disagree. I mean, politically, you know, I disagree with my friends, you know. Religiously, I disagree with my friends, but that doesn't mean we can't have a conversation and try to open each other's minds to different aspects and shit. And listening to Spiritual Gangsters, like New York Patriot and his co-host, they get along like fucking awesome. One's a Catholic, devout Catholic, and one's a secret society, like, male witch, you know. I'm like, but they're still tight as hell. I don't know. So I kind of like was inspired by that, spiritual gangsters, and so I was trying to come up with like podcast names because I told him I'd brainstorm about it. And at first I came up with the Triquetra podcast, because to me I thought it was perfect, kind of in the spirit of spiritual gangsters, being inspired by them, because it's three people. It's me, Miss McGillicuddy, and my buddy Zach. So I'm like, well, this is perfect. You know, they're both Christian. I'm an occultist. And the symbol itself I thought was perfect too, because it used to be a pagan symbol. And when the pagans got Christianized in Ireland and Scotland and stuff, the Celts and Picts and Welsh and all that, and Gaels, they took the Triquetra and made it represent Father, Son, Holy Spirit. They turned it into a Christian symbol. So I was like, awesome, you know, like this will be perfect, because you know, I'm a pagan polytheist, you know. They're Christians, like this is just fucking perfect, man. This is meant to be. But Zach, my co-host, like he was like, nah, I don't want that, and I think you understand why. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And it's no biggie. I'm not like bashing them or nothing. It's cool. I understand, like, growing up Christian, it kind of reminds me of that, like my childhood and shit, of like everything's bad, everything's evil. And you guys know me. I'm pretty. I like to try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, I'm not the type of conspiracy channel where I'm like, everyone's a Satan worshiper, they're all pedophiles. You know what I mean? It's all evil, you know. You guys know me. I'm pretty old school and I'm pretty chill. But the point I'm making, though, is I kind of want to do something fun with this channel. So I'm going to brainstorm. I've been trying to come up with other ideas. So I want you guys to comment down below. Triquetra podcast, that's out, because I just told you why. That was my first name idea, but then I had a couple other ones. He's got an idea for a name. Conspiracy Central is his idea. I have a couple other ideas for names. Tinfoil Tent, I thought would be kind of cool. Like, kind of like we're all on a camping trip and we're just like around a campfire, you know, talking conspiracy on a camping trip, you know. To me, that's always a cozy feel, like talking, you know, because like around campfires, people usually tell urban legends and ghost stories, and so I was like, ooh, tinfoil tent, you know, that'd be cool. So Conspiracy Central, tinfoil tent, those are two ideas. Another one would be, let's see, Conspiracast. I came up with that one. I just thought it sounded cool and it flows off the tongue. Conspiracast, you know, because it's about conspiracies. Another thing, and it wasn't really a disagreement, it was just like we just aren't seeing eye to eye. I had a chat with Zach like a little bit the other day. We were talking about the word conspiracy. I have the mindset and the philosophy. You guys know I'm a big fan of Sam Tripoli Tinfoil Hat. Tinfoil Hat. Yeah. And he had the mindset of, what is the most conspiratorial name I can give this channel? And he's gotten a lot of hate over the years. And I have too, with the name I chose. And he's like, I want the most conspiratorial name I can name this channel. And for two reasons. One, he was like, so that way you know what you're getting into, you know. So he's like, tinfoil hat. There's not much heavier of a derogatory label as that. And two, the other reason he named it tinfoil hat was, he was like, dude, why not do like what black culture did with the N-word and own it? Because I believe that words are magic and they're spelling. curses, you know. Words are magic, and we create with words, and you create your reality with words by willing things into existence, by praying, you know. Praying is spells, man. People don't like to hear that, but it's true. Praying is witchcraft. You are calling upon an entity. You are doing a summon, you know. Same shit, dude. I think if Christians and witches realized that, they would get along much better. But, what was I saying? Oh, words. Owning words. Like, I don't know, like, a lot of people have called me faggot, you know, growing up and stuff. Like, everyone thinks I'm gay and stuff, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little gay, you know. I've done some stuff with dudes, you know. And I told Sammy, like, I'm joking halfway. I'm kind of joking, but I told Sammy, I said, I don't know, man. Honestly, if something happens to you and, like, I become a widow or divorced or something, which God forbid, I don't... We're together till death, dude, you know. But I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get with a hot-ass fucking trans, man. And I'm talking, like, Blair White hot, you know. Just because, for one, the older I've gotten, I just don't give a fuck anymore. And two, like, you can call me faggot, whatever, I don't care. I own the word now. I call myself faggot, you know? Or half fag, you know? It doesn't bother me anymore because I owned the word. So, I think when you own words, you know, you conquer them. They mean nothing to you. They're minuscule, you know. They lose their power. So, I named my channel originally Conspiracy Corner Podcast. Because I wanted to own the word conspiracy. Conspiracy, and I already know, I still get people comment in my section sometimes like, you're a shill. Don't you know what conspiracy was created by the FBI after the JFK assassination? And I'm like, no, dumb fuck. Like, you don't get it. Like, it just went right over your head. You don't get what I'm doing. Like, it's one thing about the conspiracy community, man. And I call it the conspiracy community. I don't call it the truth community. And I tell you guys that too. I hate that word, the truth community, because that's saying that you are a bastion of truth and or a gatekeeper of truth. And I'm not going to lie. I told you guys earlier in this video, I fell for the QAnon psyop. So I put out a lot of shit that was not truth. I put out a lot of psyop shit. I didn't know I was doing it. Bill Cooper, you know, the godfather of conspiracy radio, he fell for the whole alien UFO thing. And later on, he realized it was a psyop being done against him by the U.S. military, U.S. government. And he apologized for it and told people, like, hey, man, I put out a lot of shit. Don't listen to what I said. I found out I was wrong. And there's nothing wrong with being wrong. Nothing wrong with being wrong. But the point I was making, like, me and him had a decent conversation. It was probably 10, 15 minutes just talking about conspiracy. And we didn't see eye to eye on that, the term conspiracy. I'm from the 90s. I'm an old school conspiracy theorist. I was born and raised in a conspiracy theorist family, household. And I look at it as a badge of honor when people go, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist? I go, hell yeah. Yeah, I am. I'm proud of it. I don't look at it as an insult. Because, honestly, too, with everything that's been going on since 2019, I would say that was a very pivotal point of the whole 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Isn't it crazy how everything that we've said, every conspiracy theory that we said is now coming true? I love it. Everything we said is now coming true. And sadly, we will never get apologies from the squares and blue pill people and the sheeple. They will never apologize because it is harder for someone to admit they are wrong than Yeah, I forget how the phrase goes. You know what I'm saying, though. So, I kind of want to do like a little giveaway, contest, something. If this podcast falls through, hopefully, by the way, Miss McGillicuddy and Zach, they know that I don't mean any harm when I'm talking about them and stuff. And they're cool people. They're smart. They know that I'm not like just looking for drama or shit. I mean, they're cool people. It's okay to disagree. I just, me and him are kind of disagreeing on certain things and just different mindsets. And I have to remember I'm dealing with Christians, you know. So I'm very, like I said, I'm very chill, punk rock, loosey-goosey. You know, I was the lead singer of a punk rock band. Like, the devil and ooh, that shit don't scare me, dude. And I feel like if it does scare you, then, like, I don't know, that's lack of faith, or like, to me, I don't know, man, I just grew up on Misfits and Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie and shit, so, like, it doesn't, I just, demonized symbols, scary stuff, doesn't scare me. Like, as an occultist, like, we do shadow work, you know, like, we face our fears and face our shadows, and I don't know, it makes you stronger. If you know what shadow work is, then you know what I'm talking about. But so I want to do kind of like a little contest, Conspiracast, and hit me up in the comments below, and I'm gonna count them all. And like I said, if this becomes a podcast, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. If not, cool. I'm going to give away a prize. I'm going to give away on this channel whatever gets the most votes is what I'm going to talk to them and see if they're cool with it. Is probably, because I'm one of three, you know, is probably what we're going to name it. So whatever gets the most votes, I'm going to be like, hey, everyone likes this one the best. Like, let's, you know, do you guys think we should name it this, you know? But either way, I'm still going to do this competition, this contest. So Conspiracast is one vote, or one title. Tinfoil Tent is another. Conspiracast, Tinfoil Tent. Conspiracy Central is another. Conspiracast, Tinfoil Tent, Conspiracy Central. Yeah, those were the only three that I have in mind. Triquetra podcast already got kicked out. I already told you that. And by the way, too, I kind of have to say, man, it is kind of hard to say Triquetra. I keep wanting to say Quitretra. Triquetra podcast. So the symbol's cool. I love the symbol. I mean, it's a beautiful Christian symbol. I have it as a bumper sticker on my car, and to me, it's kind of like I was saying earlier, the coexist sticker. It's actually a beautiful symbol. It's a marriage of paganism and, you know, Christianity. Because, I mean, you all know about it now, and one day I'm going to do a deep dive on it, but keeping it short, you know, St. Pat went over to Ireland and banished all the snakes from Ireland. It's basically symbolism of him converting all the pagans to Christianity, because he went over there and seen that they were like sacrificing children to make it rain and make their grass grow and their crops grow, and he was like, what the fuck is going on? Y'all need Jesus. Like, literally. And what they did is they made like mythologies like Cuchulainn. They made a myth where Cuchulainn converted to Christianity and surrendered himself as a lesser god to Christ and stuff, and he became a saint, you know. And they did that a lot with the pagan gods of Celtic and Gaelic mythology, is they basically canonized them and took lowercase g's and turned them into saints. So it's very interesting. We're gonna have to do a whole deep dive on that. But I didn't mean for that to turn into a whole episode. I had subjects to talk about, but that's fine. We got more to talk about. But I look forward to the future, man. I really do. Like, this is such a crazy time right now. And I found two videos actually, and this is me getting into woo-woo, so if you like woo-woo, keep tuning in. So, you guys know me, I'm Gnostic. I'm Gnostic Christian. So I found this channel, and by the way, this channel is awesome. Very rarely, by the way, this is a huge channel too. And very rarely this is how I actually know that a content creator is actually legit and cool. Like Jacob Israel, he's a Christian channel that I watch. I can comment on there and he will literally heart it and sometimes respond to me. Sam Tripoli, same fucking way. That's how I know, like, they actually care about what they're doing and they're not shills, you know? Because they have thousands of followers and they actually took the time to stop what they were doing and comment thoughtfully and respond, you know. This channel did that. They're called Bible Stories, so shout out to them. And it's a Gnostic Christian channel. I love it, dude. That's why when people are like, when I tell people I'm Christian, they're like, what? And I'm like, I'm Gnostic Christian. Like the original Christianity before the Vatican corrupted everything and warped everything. Yeah, Gnostic Christianity was the original Christianity. So technically, I'm an actual real Christian. It gets into Christian mysticism but I was watching two videos on it that stuck out to me. One was it was a video on Abraxas, because I was trying to learn more about Abraxas. I've heard about Abraxas throughout the years. Charles Manson was a follower of Abraxas. I know that Joseph Smith, his mother, was in the cult of Abraxas. And Abraxas is basically like this interdimensional being, but it's also a state of spirituality. Like, you reach a state of Abraxas. And I feel like right now I'm in the state of Abraxas, and it's kind of chaos, and it's when good things are happening to you, like amazing good things are happening to you, but also horrible bad things are happening to you. And it ties in with another video that this guy put out of, like, you are a chosen one, and if you are going through great pain and suffering right now, it's not that you did anything karmically to deserve it. It is that God is sharpening you. You are a knife and God is sharpening you. The creator of all. Not Jehovah, not Yahweh. That dude's a scumbag. We already know that shit. He's evil. He's Satan. The creator of all, like Hugh, is like molding you and using you, and he's testing you and he's making you stronger. And the moment that you feel like you're going to break, or even the moment that you do break, kind of like what I went through when I was on my hiatus, you know. This guy was talking about when you do break and you surrender and give up, that's when you'll see the universe change for you, you know. And you have to... Will Smith, as weird as it sounds, he was talking about it the other day. I want to talk about it a little bit on another episode, but there's a rock bottom. You either hit rock bottom or you hit cliff high, is what he called it. To where, like, rock bottom would be like you lose everything, or you're about to lose everything. Like, it is literally the lowest of low in your existence, and the universe will... You'll feel it, and you'll see how the universe works for you. Whenever you hit that point, or cliff high, which would be the richest of the rich, when you feel nothing but a material person, and it's almost a rock bottom within itself, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. But yeah, so that's my little contest, and whoever wins, I will slide it by my two co-hosts and see what they think. So you got Conspiracast, Conspiracy Central, and Tinfoil Tent. vote on it. Whatever gets the most votes in the comment section. I'm thinking about, I will get in contact with you or contact me through my email once I choose a winner for this contest. And I will send you a bumper sticker, a Conspiracy Corner podcast bumper sticker, handmade. And I will also send you a title art, because I used to do hand-drawn and hand-colored title arts for episodes. If you guys are long-time listeners, you know what I'm talking about for podcast episodes. I will send you one, and I will sign it. So you'll get a bumper sticker and some artwork signed by me. If you win, and if we choose your vote, as far as a name for the podcast. But I love you all. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 500 subs, and you all have a good day.